Hi, today is the advancement and the continuum of Aragon's education. We have done a little bit of a YouTube series where I just started him, where I backed him. The whole process is there. Everything is available for free on YouTube. The whole process from the groundwork preparation, the preparation for riding, and regarding the aids, the cues and the aids from the saddle and the bridle. I used the hackamore. He found that more comfortable to start off with. It depends on the horse to horse. Try them out on a bridle, try them out on maybe even a cavesson. Some people do that. Otherwise, just a hackamore is also quite an easy way to get your horse started. Then you advance to the bridle work and teach them a little bit more about the bit and all the rest. So what we're going to be doing is just running through the foundation groundwork, everything at a static first, making sure that he's very responsive from the cues and aids from the ground. So we're just cueing or asking him to move the hindquarters, shoulders, head and neck all up separately, so we can make sure we isolate the circuits of the body, the head and the neck, the shoulders and the hindquarters. And then we're going to work towards the rib cage, starting to get some flexion and bend through the rib cage. Prior to shooting this, it's probably been, how long is it now? 4 months, going on 5 months since we did the whole starting process. Aragon is a August baby, 2018, so he's not even 4 years old yet. So it's still a bit of a process to get him to where he needs to be, and therefore the backing was very brief, everything just at a walk and a trot. All right, we're going to jump straight in and then isolate the circuits of the body, make sure we can communicate with every circuit of the body exclusively, so the hindquarters, then the shoulders, and the head and the neck all separately. So I'm going to jump in and ask him to heel the hindquarters. That's quite decent, reward him for the effort. There's a very good isolation, and reward him for that. So everything right now is just going to be a concept lesson. All right, I just bring him over so that I'm building influence over him, even though my feet are still. He's quite distracted. It's the first time we're doing work in this little corner of this arena. Just engage with a bit of vocal pressure. He was thinking I'm asking him to flex his head and neck. Can you just, there we go. Isolate the hindquarters, please. I need to make a bit more contact with the head collar. There you go. Again, see how he's trying to, there we go. Now that's fine. So because we have already done the foundation work with Aragon, it's all about perfection now. So we're moving towards perfection, not expecting it in the beginning, but we are asking him to perform more accurate movements every single time. So when I ask for isolation of the hindquarters, the shoulders, of the head and the neck, it needs to be absolutely accurate, and I'm also looking for optimal effort. He's an absolutely lovely animal to work with. He's a very, very kind soul, extremely willing and very responsive. Sorry, my boy. Your hair needs a bit of attention. There we go. That's a nice flex. There we go. That's beautiful. All right. So I want him to be able to do that willingly, like he does, but also with contact. So right there, he moved his head and neck back to the neutral position, and then he made contact with my hand, and he came right back. So he needs to start getting used to contact. Because he's so overly sensitive, getting him used to contact is going to be absolutely essential to make sure he's used to the contact from the leg and also from the bridle. So that's very willing. He's keeping it, and the tension of the contact when he makes it is as soft as a feather, as light as a freaking feather. Good boy. All right, that was very accurate. So I'm going to move on to the shoulders. We've done the hindquarters, we've done the head and the neck. He's expecting to back now so that we can do some sending work, which you're not going to do right away. Good boy. Yeah, just his shoulders, please. Thank you. So I asked for one step, and he gave me a beautiful one step, and then I moved on to asking for him to give me 2 beautiful steps. I'm using the word beautiful just barely because it's accurate and willing and quite full, decent steps. With absolute minimal effort from my side. It's just my body language. And I'm making slight contact with the head collar so that he doesn't walk through it. And there we go. Turn on the haunches. Oh my boy. And the same the other side. So again, preparing to make contact with the inside hand. He's already giving me 1 step for free there. Good boy. And then I apply a bit of pressure in front of the drive line. There we go. I didn't reward the first step because the first step he stepped behind his other front leg, which means he didn't engage all the correct muscles throughout the shoulder. That's good. This time I reward him because the first step was a good step. His friend is also calling him. So he's a bit distracted. That's all right. Good boy. First rewarding him for a couple of individual steps again, just because the first one was not accurate. If the first one was accurate, I might have continued asking. But now it's all about making sure that the right circuit in the body is absolutely active. Yes, now I'm going to ask for a second step and a third step. Now we're able to do translation, which is just clearly communicate and ask for any steps as necessary, because he understands the concept lesson 110%. Licking and chewing whilst we're doing it, and that's him getting it. That's it for static influence over his body. It's really, really quite lovely. Very good memory from him. We've had probably 3 or 4 groundwork sessions since January, and it's right now we're in May. So yeah, it's quite impressive that he really maintains and keeps that neural and muscular memory. Also make sure that he responds to pole pressure very nicely. It's another static movement, and that's probably the last of the static movements. Good boy. I'm gonna ask him to back up. Just shaking the rope and then using square shoulders energy towards his hindquarters, so you can only see from my back right now, but I'm just slightly jiggling the rope. Just giving him a moment so he make sure he doesn't anticipate whether I'm going to ask left or right. And then I'm going to ask him to come to me, because I only ask for backing, which is just first the principal concept lessons, directional influence, making sure we can back him up and bring him forward. That was really good, my boy. So he's very up close in my personal space, but I allow him because we are quite in a good understanding from each other, or to each other, with each other. So I'm making physical contact with the head collar to back him up there, just to get him in visual sight of the wiggling of the rope all the way. Back. He's a bit lazy with that back because he thinks he already did what I asked. There we go. You want to be able to back your horse all the way to the end of the rope if you need to, or just for the appreciation and understanding of the cue for moving his entire body backwards. Okay, I'm going to send him to my right now, moving over his left shoulder. The moment that he's not very responsive, I just apply a little pressure behind the drive line, which we start off with a cue. There we go. We're just looking for a steady rhythm. Once we've got a steady rhythm, then we're going to ask for energy influence, but right now, just looking for direction. Good boy, that was nice. Straight change of direction. The moment that he's not very responsive, I just cue, so he grabs his attention towards me. His dear friend Salvador Dali is desperately calling him back. For those of you who followed or observed the little series I did with Aragon in January, where I backed him, you'll notice there's a very different background and scenery. So before we had a big 5-horse safari that we developed, which unfortunately didn't continue, and therefore the horses all separated. So I've only got 2 from the herd of 14 that we had there, and that's Salvador Dali and Aragon here. So they've become very close friends. Good boy. So we found quite a steady rhythm there, and quite a decent arc in the circle. We're not having a round circle yet. He's got a lot of magnets and a bit of fear on the outside pushing him closer to me. Good boy. Looking at the hindquarters and asking him to come straight to me. There we go. Good boy. All right. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, now we're going to start working on some energy where we ask him to walk faster and slower. Do some transitions before we halt and turn or change direction. So now it's just directional influence is accomplished. He's distracted by the environment a little bit. Alright, and when we have rhythm, then we can start asking for an increase or a decrease in energy. So that's him trotting from the environment, stimulus from the environment. So I make contact with the head collar every time he gets distracted, just to get his attention to me and also to get quite a straight as possible bend throughout his ribcage. Good boy. Just going to change direction a couple of times before I ask for more. You can walk again, it's fine. Bigger walk. Now I'm asking for some energy. Bigger walk. Yes, I'm not trotting. Walk. Walk. Good boy. You can see he's still a baby. There we go, just a steady walk. And we're going to change direction. It's much better here on the left rein than what it is on the right rein. I'm just going to try and practice then it's twice the amount on the right rein. Good boy. Just initially. Yes, you've got a friend on the outside. Got a massive 119 flying over us here. Walk. That he's on the outside of the circle. We still need attention here. Walk. Forward motion. Aragon. There we go, Trot. Alright, we're not in a mental state today where we can expect him to transition in the paces of the walk right now. It's just too much distraction. It requires a lot of focus for your horse to go up and down the paces in the walk. Nice steady rhythm, walk. Good boy. Or we can practice transitions from walk to trot and trot to halt, or walk to halt and change direction. Quite a bit of vocal pressure to get him moving there. And trot. Licking and chewing whilst he's trotting. He's not a kind of horse which is going to stretch very far down naturally by himself. It's going to take a bit of training to teach him how to stretch through with a trot and so forth. Change direction. Trot, trot. There we go. Steady rhythm. Aragon. Come. And Trot. And Trot. Not onto me. Big circle. Go out. There we go. Can leave the people. Good boy. Walk. Good boy. That was very nice. Trot. Trot. Walk. Walk. Good boy. Hold. Good boy. Walk. So you see we also have quite decent influence over his energy levels as well. Here we go. Now I want to increase that energy to a greater, more extended trot. And walk. Yes, good boy. Change direction on that one. Nice, good shoulder healed. And trot. And trot. And walk. Good boy. And trot. Camp trot. Forward trot. Camp. Jeez, you're not familiar with car sounds like this. Forward trot. It's okay. Walk. Good boy. You see, we do have an extraordinary amount of influence from this trot to the walk, which is really lovely. I am pushing him a little bit towards the outside of the arena because he keeps on falling in this side, so I want him to feel a bit more pressure there. There we go. Okay. There we go. The first time he found himself further out. Walk. Walk. Good boy. And trot. Faster trot. There we go. Just looking for extended trot and walk. Good boy. Just making sure that we can increase the energy and trot. And then take it right back down. Okay. Okay. I have to make quite relatively strong contact every now and again just to get his attention so he doesn't bend too far out. Yes, there he's keeping it himself. Walk. The moment that he's keeping his own straightness, I'll try and reward him for that. He needs to start to learn how to develop balance by himself. Good boy. And walk. Good boy. Hold. Good boy. Good boy. Nice. Good. Now he's becoming warmed up. Yeah. Much better trot walk. Trot. Trot. Licking and chewing. Always a good sign. Yes, all your friends that were also busy on the outside has left now. Contact. The moment he I'll leave him. Walk. It's quite a poor trot, so I just want to recover that, grab his attention to go down to the walk. Now we're going to go into a trot. Yes. Okay, extend that trot. There we go. And walk. And hold. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Walk. Try and push him into one canter on each rein. Trot. We haven't done a lot of canter work at all. It's purely because of his age. Not that he cannot canter, it's just cantering in quite small, tight circles is not the healthiest thing on any horse's limbs, so doing too much of that work at a young age especially can compromise growth plates. Yes. Now pick up those legs a bit. Pick up those legs a bit. Good boy, that's a better trot. Walk. Bit lazy on the shoulder, yielding over towards the right. Trot. Extend the trot. Okay, now we're going to try and find straightness. Little flex to the inside. Making contact. Increase the trot. Yes, good boy. Walk. Yes, good boy. Hold. 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 Good boy. Square. Good boy. So you see we're also in the habit of getting him to stand on a square, which is quite good. Hind leg's not perfect right now, but the front feet are pretty square. So every time I ask him to hold, I expect him to move to a square position. His body is very healthy and in a very good balance. So I just want to continue in the habit of keeping that balance as much as possible. Yes, just applied a bit of excess pressure there because of his lazy bones to move his shoulders over to his right. Now extend the trot. Good boy. Nice canter. Trot. And walk. Good boy. All the way up to the transition of canter and all the way back down to the walk. I'm going to do the same on this side and then we're going to be finished. Trot, trot. Extend that trot. Okay. Okay. Good boy, trot. I'm going to ask for another canter transition because he was quite sticky. Good boy. Walk. Just walk. Good boy. Good boy. A lot of energy. Hey. Yes. Right. I have been teaching him how to lie down, just as a little trick. So we're going to be doing that right now, just as a repetition. Yes. So there's some work that we did in the beginning, and I think he's being triggered by that now and all the outside motion. You have to get used to something behind your bum. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's just the rope. 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 That's all right. That's all right. That's a proper collection for a little bit. Almost a Passat. Hey, my boy. Hey. Hey. Hello. Good boy. He's licking and chewing, and I let him drop his head in there. That's all right. Ooh, that's a bit of work that we're gonna have to do. Yeah, okay. Now we can't finish today's lesson. Now we have to go through this process. Yeah. The intention wasn't to get this response, but hey ho, we're working with horses here. Never know what we're gonna get. So because we've got such a good foundation, he doesn't run away from me or through me or trying to run over me. He trusts being with me, which is quite a nice experience. So therefore, it's just all about the stimulation. Good boy. Yeah, you need to be able to walk with the situation. You've got draft bloodline in you. His dad is a proper big mass, beautiful Percheron. So I'm sure he's got a lot of good genes in him being able to pull carts and things like that. Good boy. Good. See how much influence I've got with him. So he's still, there we go. Still backing into the rope there. Very good. Good. Can chew. Can hear that nicely on the mic. Nice big roar. Good. Whatever we do on the one side, we have to always do on the other side. So we've got it good on the other side. Now I'm going to make sure we've got it good on this side. Now we're going to first walk with the rope. I'm literally applying the pressure behind his legs to ask him to walk forward, and then if he needs it, with the head collar in my body language. Good boy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Nice and forward. Back into the rope. Back into the rope. See how I lift my shoulders and I get his attention. Applying a bit more pressure. Good boy. Yes. It's very stressful. That's very stressful. Yeah, we're going. Your footer. There's one by your footer. Good boy, lick and chew. We leave it with that. Then I have to unfortunately engage with the exercise that I started. We can't leave it on a bad note. Something I've been doing for 3 or 4 lessons now. Cool. Lie down. Good boy, up. Ooh. I'm going to leave it right there. That's it. Good boy.